Hi everyone, this is the final presentation from Bugfinder team. Following parts are included in this presentation: introduction, project plan, test strategy, test cases, test script, test execution, and report, lesson learned, conclusion, and the last one is recommendation.
Hello, this is Ola. The eWheels is a web-based application which does the following: gives the customers the ability to book bus ticket, view available routes, and give feedback. Provides an administrator functions for website maintenance. This document provides an overview of the end-to-end process performed by the team to simulate a project setting. The overall result is provided at the end to drive the go-no decision of the business for the deployment of this project. Resources and schedule. The team is formed by 5 testers. The test team has covered the end-to-end process for this project in 15 weeks from September 7 to December 12, 2021.
The milestone one is test strategy, so we can talk about it. Test strategy includes the scope, and in scope there are different kinds of tests that we can perform. Like two cycles of tests were performed, which include functional test, security test, and performance test. And the automation test for the functional aspects of the system that was not covered, but the automation tool is used to check the response and the performance of the application during the test. The next in the test strategy is test levels. We focus on the following levels of testing, which includes smoke test, integration test, system test, performance test, availability test. But the smoke test is the main one that everyone needs to be done on their application at least once. And in the test strategy, the environment is the main preference of everything. Like that application runs on which kind of components and everything. So the environment of this application named eWheels requires the following specification, like the hardware component, which is obviously the laptop or the desktop with the internet cables. Operating system is Windows 10. Technology Java, and the software is the Tomcat 9.0.19, and the database is MySQL 5.7. And the main thing is the browser on which we run our application, and that is the latest version of the Google Chrome, Firefox, and Internet Explorers, and the tools and the utilities that are required to making this application usable as Microsoft Project for the planning of the project, JMeter for the performance testing, that is a web server test tool, WebScrap, that is for the security testing, Excel for the project test and for the project management and the test management, and the MS Office for all the documentations.
Hello, this is Ola again with you. I'm going to introduce milestone 2, which is the project plan. The project plan has the following phases: planning, design and build, test execution, execution report, monitoring and controlling, close out. As we see here, the planning, the assigned duration of a planning phase is 16 days. The duration of design and build phase is 24 days. The duration of execution is 13 days, and the test execution was completed in 2 cycles: test execution cycle 1 and test execution cycle 2. The execution report, the duration assigned for the execution report is 5 days. The monitoring and controlling duration is 21.5 days, and the closeout duration is 11 days. And I should highlight that the schedule is on time, and there is no delay tasks until now. The work distributed between equally between the 5 testers to avoid to work on weekends, and there was no overload working hours. As we see here in the project plan, that the tasks of the project were equally distributed between the team member, and if the load of each team member was 20%.
Today I'm going to be presenting on test cases and test script. So our team came out to 139 test cases for 12 users. Customer user mode, we had 5 use cases. Administrative admin mode, we have 5 use cases. Both primary actors, we had 2 use cases. We went further to represent this in the form of a graph. So for functionality, we had 103 test cases, which represents 74% in total. Security, we had 30 test cases, which represent 22%, and for performance, we have 6 test cases, which represent 4%. We also notice that the reservation model is the most important model in user mode, including reservation model search bus. Customer is able to search available bus via the model. The customer can continue the process of booking a ticket. Book a ticket. The customer is able to book a ticket by filling all the steps after selecting a bus in the search menu. The first step is set selection step, customer information step, which is the second, payment step, which is the third, and confirm payment, which is the fourth. The customer can also cancel a ticket. The customer can cancel the existing ticket that belongs to them only. Our 12 use cases, we represented them in the form of use case ID, use case name, and the counter. On the home page, we had 3 counter. Log in, log out, we have 17. Reservation mode, we have 23. Book ticket, we had 11. Cancel ticket, we had 4. Customer route model, we had 6. Customer testimonial model, we had 11. Administrative route model, we had 20. Pickup point model, we had 8. Travel mode, we had 16. Buses model, we had 10. And manage users model, we had 6. For the test script, we did a test script in the space of 5 days. That's from November 3rd to November 8th for 12 users, including the supporting document requirement, traceability metric, including very detailed information. Thank you.
Test execution. We have executed 2 cycles of testing, cycle 1 in 4 days and cycle 2 in 5 days with 5 testers. For cycle 1 functional test, 58% of test cases has been executed, while 42% of test cases has been blocked because of the list of defects, in which the most important module in user mode, the reservation module, has 68% of test cases. This equal to 21 cases are blocked. This is because of the cross-browser bugs in check availability form. This cycle non-functional test saw a high number of blocking tests in security, which is 79%, and in performance tests, the number of blocking test case is 33%. And all of these blocking tests are due to the bug of failed authentication, where the login form is not working as expected. In this cycle, there are 31 defect files for functional, in which there are 11 cross-browser compatibility defects. These defect just happen in Chrome and Firefox and does not happen in IE. 6 defects are found for non-functional, 2 belong to performance and 4 belong to security. Look at the severity defect for functional. We can see that the rate of high, medium, and low severity are kind of the same. They are more than 30% for each. In the cycle 2 of test, the blocking rate is still high, which is 51%. This is because most of the bugs in cycle 1 are still not fixed. And in addition, there are 11 new bugs found in this cycle, resulting in blocking some other function. We can see that this application is supporting IE better than Firefox and Chrome, when 83% of test case can be executed in IE without blocking, while only 50% test cases can be executed in Chrome and Firefox. Half of the test case still cannot be tested in these two browsers. For non-functional tests in cycle 2, the blocking rate in security is still high, at 70%, even if reduced 9% to compare with cycle 1. And most of the tests in security are failed, only 7% passed. However, all the tests in performance have been executed in this cycle, and most of them are passed. There are 11 new defects found in this cycle. 9 belong to functional tests and 3 belong to security. There are 2 defects in cycle 1 are fixed and verified in this cycle. However, there are 29 remaining defects in cycle 1 still not fixed. And obviously, the number of defects found in cycle 2 decreased to compare with cycle 1, which is just 1/3 of cycle 1. This report. After 2 cycle testing, overall for both functional and non-functional tests, we have 48% of test case is executed, in which 26% is passed and 22% is failed. However, 52% of test case is still blocked due to 2 types of main issues. The first one is the blocking issue in Chrome and Firefox due to 11 cross-browser defects. The second one is the authentication issue regarding the login module hasn't worked as expected. In the defect report, there are 49 defects found in total. However, only 2 of them are fixed and closed. 47 defects are still in open state. 11 of them are cross-browser compatibility defects. Regarding the severity of defect, we can see that the number of critical issues is very high, at nearly 40%. The number of medium severity defect is 35%. Obviously, the defect chain has decreased after 2 cycles of testing. To compare with cycle 1, the functional defect decreased 70% in cycle 2, non-functional defect decreased 50%. However, the fixing rate is very low at 4%, which means only 2 defects has been fixed. This table shows the defect clustering after 2 cycles of testing. We can see that the defect has been distributed mostly in login, logout modules. We have 4 high severity defects. We have 8 defects found in reservation modules. And in admin modules, we have high number of defects in root module, 10 defects, basis module has 7 defects, and traverse module 6 defects. For non-functional tests with performance and security tests, we have 2 performance defects filed in total. One of them is low severity, one is medium severity. Regarding the load time of feedback slide, this bug needs to be investigated. For security testing, we have 7 defects filed in total, which belong to 2 main types of issue. The first type is regarding to XSS. These bugs happen in the Give feedback module. This issue is very critical and needs to be fixed soon. 6 remaining issues regarding to the get method instead of support methods when insert, delete, and update the database. However, we still have 70% of test case in security are blocked. This due to 4 high severity defects in login module. And there could be another potential security defect if the test can be continued in the future.
Milestone 6 Project Closure. Lessons learned. What went well? Team was able to perform their expected function based on assigned roles as indicated in the schedule. The team was able to submit all milestones on timely manner. Teamwork has made things possible to submit all deliverables as indicated in the work breakdown structure. What went wrong? Clarity of requirements was not sufficient beforehand. There are no performance-related requirements and the team is required to write something for that. No backup screen for baseline to write test cases, but a problematic environment that without doing workaround won't allow you to complete writing the test script. Templates are essential to guide us with the deliverable. There should be template available for each expected deliverable. What went wrong continued. The technologies used in this application is out of date that adds struggle to the setup. This is all about Adobe Flash that is not supported in the browsers that we use. In summary, outstanding defects, there are 19 critical defects related to login modules, 4 are blocking security tests, 11 defects affecting cross-browser, 7 defects affecting security, 5 defects in loading feedback for further investigation to classify. Conclusion: the simulation did not end well because the environment is not stable. There are still a lot of outstanding defects to further the testing. The cycle 2 is an epitome that there are still a lot of defects, and defects in the cycle 1 is not really resolved, only 1 defect has been closed. The application is a legacy version which makes it difficult to set up the environment. Our final recommendation: the application is not ready for deployment to production. Outstanding issues have to be fixed and further testing need to be performed to ensure the application works as expected by the business. A later version of the application can be considered if time and budget allows. This is the role assignment per team member, so you can refer to this slide. Some references used. If you have questions, you can reach out to any of the team members. That's all for the final presentation. Thank you so much.